Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Spider King, and today we are here on the Wizard 101 Summer 2021 Test Realm. Today I'm going to be going over the dev diary that they posted over on the Wizard 101 website. I will put some screenshots here at the end of everything so that you guys can see what they are, and I will leave a link down to this in the description of this video, of course. So let's get right on into this. It's summertime, and that means a hot new update to Wizard 101, currently on Test Realm. We've been working hard on continuing to improve the beginning areas of the game and refining the quest along the way. Many quality of life improvements have been made that you may notice on your journey across the spiral. If you enjoy participating in monthly calendar events, Beastmen are being updated to include a new Beastman hunt map and beast forms. We are finalizing the revamp of our first time user experience, FTUE, in Wizard City, which includes a new quest and narrative content for Firecat Alley, Cyclops Lane, Dark Cave, and Nightside. There may be lost pets to help find on your adventures, and I personally cannot wait for you to meet Lizzo, Firespitter, and Firecat Alley. Clarification: pop culture reference, not in collaboration with any real-life person or celebrity, Renee Wifton says. One of the biggest changes in this update are new socialization features, built upon an initial feature set we added in the spring update. This time we are expanding them out to support more ways to group players together for questing and events. Artie Rogers and Gary Smith are the masterminds behind these socialization updates, and they've been meticulously planning and discussing all these potential features for months. In our first kickoff meeting, we realized we had a lot in caps we wanted to do. Many updates worth of content, and we had to figure out how to tackle it, says Professor Falmea. Ratbeard also has a ton to talk about with his recent dev diary, seen below, with PvP balance changes and matchmaking improvement highlights. Last but not least, we teased another peek into the upcoming world of Lumeria. As always, we appreciate your feedback on all the new content. Please report bugs via the in-game interface and in the test round discussion forums. Thank you, Wizards. So now we are going to get into the actual everything in this update. So first time user experience. In this update, we finished polishing the quest content for the first time user experience. We focused on changes in these 4 zones: Firecat Alley, Cyclops Lane, Dark Cave, and Nightside. After the Wizard art team put in so much work to update Wizard City's appearance at the 10th anniversary, the writing department is following suit. In updating the Wizard City quest content, we've added tons of context, some updated culture references, and lots of humor while keeping the core of the old story intact. Don't worry, Professor Drake still has errands for you, but now you'll learn why Alakane Swiftaro and the Fire Elves are putting which show Alakane Swiftaro and the Fire Elves are putting on in the Fire Globe Theater, and get a proper introduction to Bartleby in the main storyline. You'll see an old familiar faces, including Malister himself, and meet a bunch of new friends and enemies. For players at the other end of the main line, the search for Lumeria continues with another preview quest. If you missed the first one, seek out the old one in the Arcanum. One other item of note: Vanessa Mythdust, Pillar the Wizard 1 community turned chaotic team member, makes her VO debut on Cyclops Lane and Firecat Alley. Can you pick her out? Meeting fellow wizards. Groups in Wizard 101 are temporary collection of players that can adventure together and can adventure and explore together. We've had groups in Wizard 101 since the beginning, but the feature continues to grow. This effort improves groups and beyond, especially true since our spring update earlier this year. Have a look below at which groups and socialization efforts are evolving into. These are things players in a group can do. Have a spot on a combat sigil reserved for them if another group member starts combat. Ride a multiple player mount, queue for Beastmen together, chat with others in the group's separate chat channel, but groups have been kind of awkward to form and view, so we've made forming and viewing groups easier. There's a new tab on the social UI for groups. It shows the name, location, level, and current mainline quest of each player in the group. You can use invite friends to your friend group to your group button to quickly invite any of your online friends. If you click on an open slot in the group, you can click on any player to invite them to your group. We've added some new perks for being in a group. When players in a group defeat a monster, they have a better chance of collecting quest items. Completing defeat and collect quests is even easier in a group. When four members of group join a combat sigil, they always act first when combat starts. So that means, say you're doing Trident and you're tired of resetting to get first turn. Now, with this new update, all four of you go in, you're going to get it first no matter what, which is also great for the Devourer because he's an extremely annoying boss. While there's plenty of changes here that you'll notice, we left the original group UI as a sort of minimized way to view your group. Adventure parties. Adventure parties are permanent groups. They are not guilds that create an association between players, gives tools to help these players to synchronize their quests and gives them a sense of identity. They are for players who want a bit more than what groups currently provide. You may belong up to 3 adventure parties at a time and have up to 12 players in each one of them. Here's how to create an adventure party. Form a group with at least 4 players. Each player in the group must be at least level 30. So that's pretty interesting. Each player in the group must have a free adventure party slot. One player must click the create adventure party button. The player that clicks the create adventure party button is the owner of the party, and they first must choose a name for the party. Once the owner chooses a name, an adventure party invitation is sent to all other members of the group. Each member of the group must agree to join the party or its creation will fizzle. Adventure parties display their name, the owner's name, the date that the party was created, and how many members it has, and how many members are currently online. The latest message is also shown. Click on the Adventure Party Details button to see information about the party's players and messages. Adventure Party Details display information about the players in the Adventure Party. Each player's name, school, level, join date, or last log-on date are displayed. The icons for online players and players in a group are also displayed. On the bottom of the Adventure Party Details display is a button to leave the Adventure Party. There's also a button to create a group from online players in the Adventure Party. The online players are displayed, and you can choose which players to invite to your group. There are 2 ways to invite players: by clicking the Invite Friends button or by clicking an open slot and clicking on any player. Players that you invite must be at least level 30. Must have an open Adventure Party slot and have to be your friend. If you select a player that isn't your friend in the adventure group, you will be prompted to become friends with them first. Another peek at Lemuria. The Wizard City early story revisions aren't the only quest content in the update. The search for Lemuria continues. The first Lemuria pre-quest drew a strong response from fans, and we can't wait to see what you make of the second part. What is Lemuria? We'll do you one better. Where is it? We'll do you one even better. Why is Lemuria? Answers are coming, also more questions. If you missed the first Lemuria pre-quest, you make sure you finish Caramel and then seek out the old one in the Arcana. New Beast Moon events. New Beast Moon Monster Mayhem Aquila map. We added the Aquila map to the Beast Moon Mayhem rotation. This map requires a bit more mastery to move through without getting turned around, so take a few rounds to learn the best ways to quickly dominate the new layout. New forms: Death Draconian, Ice Fairy, and the Fire Cyclops. New event rewards. We've got new event rewards 2 for both Beastman Hunt and Monster Mayhem. For the Beastman Hunt, there are new gold idols, pets, and of course added spell elements. Pets and craftable gold idols will be released in the coming Beastman Monster Mayhem events. We are sure you are eager to get a hold of these precious rewards. All release dates are tentative, but check out below when some of the new rewards are expected to become available. The rewards: Gold Beastman Idols, Myth Ninja Pig, Ice Colossus, Death Draconian, Death Ninja Pig. Progress bar pets are all the same, which is pretty interesting. Okay, so Beastman Spell Elemental rewards. And here are new spell elements that will become available for both Beastman events. As mentioned earlier, all dates are tentative. August is Balance, September is Spiritual, October is Elemental, November is Spiritual. So that must make December, when it starts back up, Elemental as well. Sigil changes. If you join a combat during the planning phase, you can now select your card right away. You no longer must wait an entire round of combat before you have your turn. Some time is added to the planning phase timer so you can select your card. Players can no longer join a combat sigil during the final round of combat. The players that summoned a henchman or minion can now dismiss them by clicking the red X. They are not refunded the mana or crowns that you may have used to summon the henchman and minion. When multiple players join a sigil, they're rewarded after combat with bonus wisps, so health and mana, which is great when you're doing a dungeon. New spell and minion changes. Visit your Ravenwood professors to learn a brand new trainable spell. Taunt and Pacify spells are newly updated mechanics first seen on Shatterhorn and Grenadier. The Water Elemental and Sprite Guardian minions have been updated with new spell decks and behavior. The Spectral Minion and Sprite Guardian spells have been reduced in cost from 4 pips to 3 pips. Monstrology. For those that do Monstrology, they have added new spells. I am, for one, looking forward to this a lot. We have added Extract Dinos, Extract Draconians, and Extract Insects for your Monstrology pleasure. You can purchase the extraction spells from Monstrologist Brook and Azteca for Dinos, and Grizzleheim for Draconians, and Insects in Zafaria. PvP. As the march continues toward 5th Age, we continue to tweak matchmaking to provide the best possible experience. Many of the changes are made with an ELO rating and system in mind, yet to be implemented, as well as looking to address some of the issues that plague the current and former ages, boosting, sniping, setting, and farming rank from less experienced players. Players who ask, why change it? Need only look back at 4th Age and earlier to see these issues and understand what we're trying to put into place for 5th Age. We have changed the matchmaking sort order to prioritize level band over rank. This is a change to address current matchmaking, and it may or may not extend into 5th Age. We intend to closely monitor the ability for more skilled players to farm rank from higher level but less skilled players. As long as this sort order does not manifest such problems, we can extend it into 5th Age. The matchmaking server will now sort players as follows: tier, level band, rank, rating. The two biggest issues we had with our new matchmaking system since before test jump and the subsequent update hotfix: long queue times, including the ghost queue issue; mismatches, matching players of the wrong tier, rank, or level band. As of Rapid's latest dev diary and hotfix, we believe both issues to be fixed. Players have reported greatly improved queue times and almost no mismatches. TC gating. This change affects mostly low-level PvP, though, because spells become available at all levels of play, it has potential to affect any level of PvP below max. This change affects PvP only. It prevents players from drawing treasure cards from the sideboard if players are below a minimum level for the TC. So that means if you're like, say you are level 30, you can't use Ifrit anymore, you can't use Elephant, whatever y'all use in PvP, I don't know. To determine the level of a TC, we started with the level of the learned spell. If any, then set other TCs of similar rank to the same level, and then we made a pass to deliberately set some essential treasure cards, blades, straps, etc. to a lower level in order to provide more diversity in play. Last but not least, we set each TC to the minimum level for its level band in order to allow players to use TCs that might be slightly out of reach. For example, a TC that matches a spell learned at level 18 would be pushed down to level 10 for the purpose of TC gaining. Our primary focus during test run is to ensure that the gating system is working. We will also listen closely to player feedback and adjust the required level as needed. Although it is unlikely that we will restore all TCs to the anything goes Wild West that we had before, we are certainly receptive to widening the pool of available TCs at each level to keep PvP varied and exciting. Meta curation. One of the benefits of our recent stat audit was building dashboards to allow us devs to tweak combat settings without relying on new code to do it easy to change. With that in mind, we are going to try a couple of tweaks to speed up this meta. First, we've increased the PvP damage intersection from 100 to 125. This means all schools will get 1 to 1% damage increases up to 125 damage stat, with the drop-off curve occurring only after that point. Players should not expect any dramatic damage increase from this change, nor do we expect it to fix the slow meta, but with these new limit parameters available to us, it's worth tweaking a bit to see if it moves things in the right direction. Second, we're adjusting the crit damage multiplier, raising the potential damage of a crit. This will not change your chance to crit or block in any way, but it will add value to successful crits. Our last hotfix increased the crit multiplier more than necessary to clearly gauge how it affected player behavior, both your gear, setups, as well as match play. We've responded to that feedback and turned the dial just a bit in time for test run. PvP temporarily free to play. We do intend and are still exploring options to open 5th Age PvP in some fashion to free-to-play players. However, we have concerns about the quality of players this will bring into the 5th Age, both in terms of unearned rank, farming from unskilled players, as well as possible issues around boosting. Most importantly, because PvP is still very much under construction, we have concerns about ushering players into an unpleasant experience, but there are some good reasons to get players into PvP now, mostly to improve matchmaking, but also to widen our pool of feedback to include those players we'd like to win over for 5th Age. So although the exact terms of free-to-play for 5th Age are still under discussion, we have decided to immediately but temporarily open free PvP to all players level 20 and above. Read more about upcoming PvP changes in Ratbeard's Matchmaking, Maycast, and Meta Dev Diary. Crown Shop editions. We now have a wish list. The Crown Shop now includes a pre-character wish list feature. Click on the heart icon to add items to your wish list. Wish lists can be made private, friends only, or public. If a wish list is set to friends or public, anyone inspecting you can see your wish list and buy something for you from it. Items on the wishlist can be marked to be saved even after purchase or be removed if purchased. Search now searches everything, not just the tab you are on. For your wizard section at the top of each category has been removed. Items can now be shown or hidden based on account age, character level, character class, previous crowns purchase, and more. Added Battle Ready toggle. Click the Battle Ready button on a henchman and it will automatically be selected when you open the crown shop while in a battle. Added new bundles section. Friends list, and an inspection button, mouse, overs have been improved. We also need help testing our new and improved 30 and 90 day mount rental mounts. Chromatic at 90 day, pedal farthing 30 day, and zoom zoom broom 30 day. You might not notice a difference, but we also made a few internal changes on your end. Please cruise around on these mounts and test drum and let us know if you run into any problems. Alright, so that was everything that was important in this test drum update. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video at any point, please drop a like, subscribe if you are new, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.